Okay, so how does water pollution affect human, animal, and plant health, and why should we prioritize the protection and preservation of our natural resources? Well, in light of the recent activities surrounding the Rio Cobre, we wanted to reiterate the importance of preventing contamination of our water bodies and sources. And to help us do that this morning, we have with us hydrogeologist Michael White, and your company is?
Hydrology Consultants Limited.
Right, okay, I want to get that right. And then on Zoom, we've got the president of the Willardine and St. John's Gardens Citizens Association, Barone Chin-Hugh. Good morning to you both, and thank you for being here on Smile Jamaica. We're talking about the broader implications of keeping our sources in good order because, my goodness, so many people depend on this. So we have you in studio, Sir White, but we want to start with Mr. Chin-Hugh because I understand that his community was actually affected by what happened with the Rio Cobre. So, Mr. Chin-Hugh, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Okay, so tell us about what happened in your community after this this contamination situation happened.
Well, immediately after the spillage, we lost all water supply, and it has been out for almost 2 weeks. We haven't had the ability to have water trucks or anything else into the community, and people are a little frustrated, but beyond frustrated. They have no water in their tanks. They have business to conduct. Schools are not able to maintain the students because they don't have the facilities to keep the students clean. And then in this day and time with all that's going around us with cleanliness, the height of cleanliness, it's a little ridiculous.
Is this something that has happened in your community before?
Oh yes, all too often. This is about the 5th time since 2016.
Oh wow.
Sir Michael,
this is the longest that has actually ever gone on.
Okay. Sir Michael, we were speaking just before you came on, and I suggested that I've been hearing about this for many moons now. This is not something new, is it?
No, it's not. It's not anything new, no.
So why does it keep happening? Why do we allow it to keep happening?
Well, I suppose the bauxite industry is a very important industry, and at one time it was a major input into the economy. Still is, I suppose. And our environmental laws at the time, in the 1970s, when we first identified the contamination, were not at a level that it is now. So now we have NEPA, NRCA, and they have a regulatory regime for the company to help them manage this contamination.
Yep. I was reading, what is it called? Effluent? Or is it,
effluent is simply a general name for waste products from a process. And
so
in this
what
case,
is in the water? Yeah.
In this case, it's something called caustic soda. There's a very high level of sodium, and you get a pH which is very low, well, very high, and it's not good for health.
Well, it's caustic, as in
it's caustic. It burns.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
So they would have locked off the water supply to the communities that Mr. Chin-Hugh mentioned because it would have it would contain remnants of this effluent. Or?
Yes, this caustic soda. Well, you see, it's not conducive to life even in rivers.
Yes, it
kills the fish. It kills all of the aquatic life and the life in the river.
I understand what you said about we need the bauxite and stuff, but we need people too. We don't want to kill people here, and the people have, I mean, I understand what you're saying, and I don't want to sound crazy here, but as Mr. Chin-Hugh just says, the people in the water. How will you fix this, sir?
Well, first of all, you have to store the effluent that comes up off the pond. You see, what happens is that there's about a 250-acre of what they call mud stacking area, which is where they dispose of the effluent from the red mud from the residue from the bauxite process, refinery process. And it's exposed to the atmosphere. So when rain falls, it washes off this and it puts it into a holding pond. And it depends on the capacity of the holding pond, depends on how much it can hold. And apparently, although it was designed for a 50-year rainfall event, it is spilling every few years. So it means that there's a flaw in the design or in the
systematic that needs to, so it looks like an overhaul is necessary. Some kind of measure that is something is wrong.
Well, they have an ability to increase the size of the storage, and I think,
to the best of your knowledge, that has not been done yet.
it was done in '98. It increased the capacity in '98, but clearly it was not enough because it's still occurring.
Yeah. Mr. Chinhu, Simone kind of asked you what was going on. What about illnesses in the community? Is anything happening there? People getting sick because of this? Well, you don't have any water, no, so I can't say because of the water. But anything leak out and anybody to be concerned about being ill?
Not in terms of health. There's no danger to health because we don't have water.
Right.
And we don't have access to water. We can't even get trucks in because the roads are so bad. Not even the taxis want to drive in there.
So what you guys do? You said 2 weeks now. So what you have to come out of the community to get water and bring it back in. What you do? How big is the community, by the way? How big?
Basically, that is what it is. People are purchasing water from the stores. The 250-gallon water just to be able to sustain themselves, but that is insufficient because people have to shower,
right.
you have to cook, you have to do your household chores, you have clothes to wash, you have hands to wash multiple times a day.
Yeah.
It's untenable.
What are the officials saying to you guys? What's the word here?
That is the thing. There was no word before, during, or since, except for what we've heard on the television. Wow. We haven't had a notice from Water Commission to say, okay, this has existed. It's going to persist for so long. We're going to be doing these remedies in the event, until something comes about. Nothing.
That's
whoa.
Wow. That's
whoa.
So what typically when an event like this occurs in the community, Mr. Chinhu, what do you typically see in your pipes? You said this is the 5th time since about 2016. Is it a discoloration of the water? Is it and how do you folks usually take care of your water when it comes through the pipes? Do you boil it just in case? What measures do you take? And how does it usually manifest when there's a spill?
Well, there's obviously no water. There's nothing at all in the taps.
But before, when it has
after the event,
yes.
After the event, then the association usually puts out a word for everybody to boil the water before usage.
Ah, okay.
Wow.
Well,
we're in trouble, sir. We're in trouble.
For the folks who are listening, in charge of the MPs, whomever is responsible for the Willardine and St. John's communities, Mr. Chinhu is saying that for 2 weeks they've had no water and they've had no word. Have you had any word from your political representatives, Sir Chinhu? Let me not put words in your mouth. I know you say you haven't heard from the authorities.
Absolute silence.
Oh, from them as well.
Sure.
Okay, so we are appealing this morning on behalf of the residents of those communities, Willardine, St. John's, who need water. We say water is life. Community has no water. Mm-hmm. So what happens now with the Rio Cobre? How long would it take to get it back to normal levels, pH and such?
It depends very much on if the spill has stopped, by the way. If the spill is still continuing, then it will continue for as long as the spill occurs.
Wait.
But usually, when the spill stops, it takes a week or so for the water to rush out to sea, and then.
So you're saying this spill could still be going on?
Well, we don't know.
By the way, if you boil this water,
no, it doesn't.
If you boil this water,
it doesn't help it. No, you can't.
Don't help at all?
No.
So you can't do anything to this water?
No, you can't do anything to it, other than allow it to run out to sea.
Wow. I want to read something here. Since 2010, NEPA has issued West Indies Alumna Company Windalco with 8 enforcement notices, 2 breach notices, a warning notice, a notice to suspend, all this for the pollution in the Rio Cobre. But it's still happening, sir. So that might work. 12 years ago that?
Well, there's a clear need to review the design parameters for the storage. clearly.
You think that's a key issue?
Yeah, that's a key issue because I think the system is designed for another 30 years.
Oi.
So, you know, it's not something that's going to go away. So what we have to do is to try and manage it.
Yeah.
And clearly, an important way of doing that is to increase the storage so it doesn't spill.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the bauxite company recycles this water. It takes it back into the plant, and they use it for dust control on the mud stacking areas. So, but just that with the rainfall, it is just, the rainfall is just in excess of what they anticipate.
Yeah.
Also, the assumption was that whenever you had a major rainfall, there'd be sufficient rainfall in other areas of St. Catherine. So when the water gets into the Rio Cobre, it would get diluted.
Oh.
But that is in fact not correct.
It's largely a climate issue too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, final question, Sir Baroni. I know you're Willowdene, but do you know if other areas close to you are also suffering from this?
Yes, Sydenham, other areas around us, immediate areas, Hopedale, yes, they're all affected.
All affected, no water for 2 weeks.
Right, because we get water from the same source.
Boy, I'm so sorry. I mean, I wish I could help. Obviously, you know I can't, but boy, I'm so
We'll
sorry.
help this morning by highlighting.
Yeah, and I hope it works out for you, sirs. Thanks for speaking with us, yeah?
Not a problem, thank you.
Yeah, man, and stay safe. And boy, as I said, I guess you just have to wait it out. I don't think you have a choice, do you?
No, we don't, but we'd like assistance from NEPA in terms of getting this under control. You know, it's a simple thing.
Yeah.
If you drive poorly on the road, you get a ticket with a hit you in the pocket. Well, I think they need to be hit in the pocket. They need to be responsible for providing water to the affected communities until such time.
All right. Stay safe, sir. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. Michael White, hydrogeologist at Hydrology Consultants Limited, and Baroni Chin Hughes, president of the Willowdene and St. John Gardens Citizens Association.
2 weeks without water?
2 weeks.
Ongoing and no word? Can't be right. Coming up.
Well, you know, one of the major issues is that the Water Commission planned to increase the amount of water be taken from the Rio Cobre. They've announced a 15 million gallon a day abstraction from the river. Can you imagine what happens when that is in place and you have a spill of the kind that we're having now?
Yep. No, I can't.
Catastrophic.
No, I can't imagine, to be honest. All right, what's coming up now?